Go baby, what's good guys? Yoku here, and today we're going to be talking about relics and how to use the relic system in Honkai Star Rail. Now, by the time this video releases, a lot of you should be at the point where you are now level 15 and you can actually start getting some relics put onto your characters. I will forewarn you though, level 15 and early on, relics won't be as important, but they do make a small difference when it comes to playing your game and enjoying it. Once you get towards Trailblazer level 40, once you start to get towards the higher ranks and you can start getting your 5-star relics, that's when a lot of this information will really kick into gear and you're gonna have a lot more fun building out your characters. But without further ado, let's jump right into how to build out some relics. As I mentioned before, once you reach Trailblazer level 15, that is when you're going to get towards Jarrillo 6. And in Jarrillo 6, you're going to be able to unlock the Caverns of Corrosion, at least your first one. Similar to Genshin Impact, you're going to have different spots for Caverns of Corrosion. In these spots, they're going to pretty much give you all the different relics that you can get. Now, I should have something popping up here sliding through that will show you all the different relics that we have available to us before the official launch of the game. But as of right now, let's focus on the main details when it comes to relics. First, let's go over the 6 different types of relic body pieces, otherwise known as your gear. Your head, your hands or gloves, if you will, your body, your feet, otherwise known as boots or most commonly known as boots, the planar sphere and the link rope. Now those last 2 that I mentioned are going to be what's known as planar ornaments, and I'll go over a brief background of what the game used to be like so you kind of understand if you come across any other guides or see things that have like a 5-piece bonus, so you're in your head you're like, oh, I thought that was a 5-piece bonus. There was a 5-piece bonus. Before beta 3 there were 5 sets or a 5-set bonus, right, of different things, and then the 6-piece could be whatever you want. Planar sphere and link rope did not exist the way they do now, and so everything pretty much had a piece in the set. Now it's different, and the hands, head, body, and feet are all gonna be one set. The planar sphere and link rope will be their own sets, and these are locked to 2 pieces only. So you can't really mix and match these 2 pieces. I wouldn't advise it. Each piece or each set is gonna give you its own bonus, and we'll go over that in a little bit. So for right now, your optimal sets will either be 2, 2, 2 or 4 and 2. Now let's go into the actual main stats, because I know you guys care about that. The head is gonna have flat HP, and the hands are gonna have flat attack. These 2 are permanent. That's it. That's all you get. You can get some substats, of course, but we'll talk about that in the next section. Now the next 4 pieces, the ones that I mentioned earlier, all have the possibility to have HP, attack, defense percentages. That can be their main stat, but I will go over what is more than likely the specific stat or the common stat we'll see that we're looking for. On your body, this is where you get crit rate, crit damage, outgoing, healing boost, and effect rate. This is where a lot of your character building is going to start. Your boots are going to be your speed and break effect, which will make certain builds difficult to optimize. Now your planar ornaments, in particular the planar sphere, is basically the goblet of the game. Those familiar with Genshin Impact will understand what that means. Those not familiar with Genshin Impact, this is basically a piece that is almost always used for your elemental damage boost. The planar sphere is the only relic in the game that's going to give you that elemental damage boost, imaginary damage boost, fire damage boost, lightning damage boost, so on and so forth. The link rope is also going to hold the break effect, and it's also going to hold the energy regen rate. And to my understanding, energy regen is not a substat. This could have changed since the final beta, but if that's the case, then you will probably want to focus energy regen rate or ERR on this piece and shoot for break effect as a substat instead. With the main stats out of the way, we can now go over the Relic Sub-stats, which will almost exactly be as identical to Genshin Impact's artifact system, if not exactly the same. Now the substats are randomly generated, but they cannot be the same as the Relic's main stat, i.e. speed boots can't get speed on the substat. Crit rate piece of the body cannot get a crit rate substat on the same piece. However, you can get crit rate and then crit damage, or crit damage and then crit rate. Outside of the flat HP and attack, substats will include these popping up on the screen here. Your percentages for attack, defense, HP, flats, your crit rates, your crit damages, your effect hit rate, effect resistance, break effect, speed, and so on. Last but not least, we can go over the Relic Synthesis, which is going to apply to the main stat and something that you will unlock at Trailblazer level 40. This is going to be a self-modeling resin, or this comes with a self-modeling resin. It's an item that will allow you to choose the main stat of whatever relic piece you're looking for. If you're looking for a crit damage body piece from a particular set, let's say the Genius of Brilliant Stars, then you're going to go and shoot for that. How to do this is you sacrifice 10 pieces. Usually these are 10 5-stars or 10 gold pieces of equipment. That'll give you the 10 points. You need 100 points total in order to get 1 piece. So I know it seems really unfair, but when you guys get into artifact grinding, again, those from Genshin know exactly what I'm talking about. When you get into artifact grinding, you are going to notice that you have a ton of equipment that you just won't use, you don't care for, you don't have the characters to build into it. So throwing this stuff away to get the actual piece that you're looking for is a little bit more advantageous than shooting for the stars. Last, regarding the Relic Synthesis and the self-modeling resin, you are actually going to be able to get one of these deep within the battle pass and future event rewards as of right now. I'm sure that will unlock later on, maybe once we get past level 40 or we get to that in the official game. They're going to have other ways of getting this item because this item is rare, but it is very useful to any player. Now, I know some of you will want to go over what stats should I pick, which equipment is the best ones for blank, and ultimately it comes down to the character that you are going to be building. I won't do that in this video. Each character will have their own character guide video or what the best artifacts and relics are, things like that go along with that character. But as of right now, I'll give you the basis of this so that you can try and prepare your characters or maybe have fun early on in the game and see what you can do. As we get further and further into the meta or the development of the game and we explore more about what the game has to offer and how deep it is, you're going to start seeing a little bit different builds. So there won't just be crit build, crit rate build, crit damage build. Oh, well, everybody wants crit rate and crit damage. Well, yeah, sure, that's cool, but everybody's not a DPS character, and that's more important in this game than it is in Genshin Impact. So you will start seeing things where they focus more on break. They focus more on speed and elemental damage boost. They may forego speed and then focus on break effect or a hit effect resistance or anything of the sort, or a hit effect rate or whatever that term is. But point being is that there are other things, there are other means of this to actually increase the character's utility. A character like Zila is going to appreciate Genius of Brilliant Stars because of the quantum boost. Not only that, but it also decreases the defense resistance of the enemy by at least 25%. And so for that, you're probably going to want to stack something like speed, break effect if you're going for a break build, attack, crit, and so on for your substats and main stats. Meanwhile, another character like Bailu is going to focus more on healing. Bailu or Natasha, any of your healers. And to be fair, they really only have one option, which is going to be the Passerby of Wandering Cloud, which is going to increase their outgoing healing. And so for that, you're probably going to want to give them like outgoing healing boost. You're going to want to focus on that. Crit rate doesn't really matter. So now you're going to want to focus maybe on their effect resistance to go up so they don't get affected by things. Maybe they won't get hit by an enemy stop your turn type of move, right? Turn stealing moves, as I like to call them. You're going to want to focus on speed, even affect hit rate, whatever the case may be. All of these things are going to come into play whenever you're building out your characters, whenever you're learning how you want to build your team, so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, all of this comes down to, like I said, how you want to build your character. I am just using this as a basic guide for anybody who is getting into the game to understand how relics work and how the relic system works. So all of this information is to be used however you want to use the information. And once we get further into the game, you will start understanding more of the advanced guides that I release in the future. If you want to see any of the other pre-release videos that I've released for Honkai Star Rail and maybe some opinions, you can check that out in this playlist below. If you want to look at the post-release videos of the official launch of Honkai Star Rail and all of the beginner guides, you can check out this playlist right here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe, whatever you feel like doing. I can't say my usual outro because it's inappropriate for YouTube. Smell you later.